We had to fight to get a meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get appeals. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know. Despite your skills, keep it riding for the fam. You gotta light the wheels straight up.
Brandon's off doing his TV obligations, but we have an awesome guest. Coach Hue Jackson here with us. The NFL season just ended. We headed into the playoffs. So we want to talk some football with Coach Jackson. But the biggest story right now I got to start with is in Philly, what Doug Peterson did. Joe Judge got on him. Fourth quarter, down by 6, he pulls Jalen Hurts and puts in Sudfeld, bro. Sudfeld ain't played in a year and a half and puts in Sudfeld, and his excuse was he wanted to get him some snaps. How do y'all feel about that situation?
It was ridiculous. For one, to pull Jalen Hurts after failing on the 4th and 1, there was no reason. You're only trailing by 3 points, if I'm not mistaken. He's saying he made the change, obviously, because he wanted to win the game. Like, be for real.
I think it's a mockery of the game. This isn't the preseason. We didn't have a preseason. I don't know if he was having flashbacks to where he wanted to get this guy an opportunity to see what he was doing, but it wasn't a preseason. He clearly did not want the New York Giants to make the playoffs. But the comments that came out of New York, I don't necessarily agree with those because you have to earn your right to the playoffs. You control your own destiny. You control your own destiny. So that was, on this side of it, it was sort of like whining, you know, like crybaby-ish. But on the flip side of it, they won. They deserved the right to go and play the Buccaneers, right? They got Tampa. So, you know, but Doug Peterson, he got to be careful because you don't do those type of things.
What makes it even worse is the fact that some of the players tried to confront Doug Peterson on the field for making the pull.
Correct.
And at that point, you almost lost your goddamn locker room.
Almost. We got a whole new season coming up.
It's an issue.
The offseason is going to hunt them. I know for sure. I remember years ago when in Jacksonville, you know, we were on the road. We were playing really well with David Garrard. And I love Byron Leftwich. I love everything he's doing now. And we'll probably talk about the opportunities that these guys are getting up for black head coaches, the coaching availabilities. But Byron was coming off of injuries. David was playing great. We had an opportunity to go up and play New England Patriots. I think it was 2007. Jack Del Rio made the switch. You know, throughout the week, he said, hey, we're going to go with Byron. The locker room was kind of, you know, you hear the mumbles.
Right.
We're going to stick with whoever because Byron's our homeboy. We want to run with him. But at the same time, we didn't know what he was going to bring to the table because he hadn't played in 5-6 weeks because he broke his ankle.
Absolutely.
So that's another case of losing the locker room. So I don't know if he'll be able to get it back next season. Or the guys might not be able to trust him going forward.
Would he have to see you? Would Doug Peterson have to see you?
You better believe it. I tell you why. And I think everything everybody said is spot on. It's an integrity of the league issue.
For sure.
I mean, you take a rookie quarterback out who needs as many reps as he can get. This is his first year in the National Football League. And you play a guy that has 5 years in the league that hadn't played since 2018, as Fred mentioned, and you put him in the game and you're down by 3. Your whole team is looking at you.
Funny.
So I will say this, though. I do know that coaches and players don't make those kind of decisions, okay? So that might have came from another spot. I know that's been said. I mean, we don't know what's going on inside their building. Doug might just be taking this one on the chin for someone else, but at the end of the day, he has to answer to the locker room.
For sure.
Well, Coach, that's an interesting top point, you just made. Now, you've been on a lot of coaching staff. You don't got to call nobody out, but have you known that a request has came from something bigger than a coaching staff and a team?
Hello, man. We'll talk about that another time.
I love it. But, you know, but the simple thing is, you know, when you were in it, you had an opportunity because the NFC East stunk this year.
Absolutely.
Every team was under 500, right?
Yes.
And you had an opportunity. You took out Carson Wentz, who hadn't played great since he replaced Nick Foles,
Right.
you know. And then Nick Foles replaced him to go on and win it after he got hurt. Blessing in disguise. So you said, let us see how we can salvage this season. You insert Jalen Hurts. Young man got out there and he balled out. Mm-hmm. He beat the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
You know, it was his first start?
Yes.
I think that was his first start. But he had been playing well. And now you get him up. He's an opportunity to come back, knock them out the playoffs. How big would that be?
Huge.
For his career as a rookie quarterback?
Going into the offseason.
Going into the offseason. Mm-hmm. in year two, your year two, how your awareness went from this as a rookie to, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Your confidence.
Game slowed down.
The game slowed down. Your confidence went up. You was that dude in the locker room. You can say what the you wanted to say in the locker room, and he's the quarterback. So how can he demand that respect going forward, considering his coach doesn't necessarily believe in his ability? Because that's what I saw.
Oh, absolutely. When he looks to the coach, there's going to be a different glare because he doesn't know if it's going to be a game next year that you take me out.
Right, right.
I mean, that's going to be a question because it happened, unless Doug has a real conversation with him. There's got to be some real transparency that comes out of this for their team in order for them to move forward.
And if not, it's going to be eggshells.
Will Doug even be there next year, being that he's probably lost the locker room a little bit?
And that's that. Let me lead that into the next, because this was Black Monday we just passed. Black Monday, a bunch of firings, a bunch of coaches, a bunch of coaching vacancies. You've been through this, Coach. I want to get to the nitty gritty of it, though.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? The Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule offends me because you make people interview a black coach. Why wouldn't you want to interview a black coach? But with Black Monday just happening, all these vacancies, I just want to really get your perspective on what's going on with the league and just who should be up for these jobs, really.
You know, Channing, when I think through it, Black Monday, I don't even know why we call it Black Monday. It has a wrong name, first of all. Black Monday. It makes me feel like there's going to be a bunch of minority coaches that are out. You know, I'm just being very honest with you.
No, Black Monday, Black Market.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I struggle
It sounds
with
like
that.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
Who be in the stores?
Yeah.
Man, that's a whole nother
with
thing.
the term. And then when I look at what's going on, there's the Marvin Lewises, the Jim Caldwells, the Eric Bieniemys. There's
Pep Hamilton.
The Robert Salehs. All these guys are out there. And when I think about the veteran coaches, obviously Marvin Lewis, I'm very partial to. I've worked for him. He's tremendous. Jim Caldwell's done some great things. But the hottest coach, in my opinion, right now, has to be Pep Hamilton.
Pep, okay.
And I tell you why. He just coached arguably the best rookie quarterback in the history of the league. Yeah. And people forget that Pep Hamilton coached Andrew Luck in college and in the National Football League, went to the AFC Championship game as a play caller. He was the offensive coordinator. And he is a quarterback guru. He has the right personality, the right temperament to bring these guys along. And it's shown. And I get so disappointed because people say, well, maybe they need to go find another guru to coach this guy. Justin Herbert. You have the guru. Are you kidding me? He's right there. How do you think the guy played so well?
Right.
Because he was prepared by Pep Hamilton. So why isn't he trending in every major job that has a quarterback or may need to draft a quarterback?
Jacksonville, they about to get Lawrence. With that Pep and Lawrence?
If you can't go talk to Pep Hamilton, something's wrong. And then we talk about Eric Bieniemy. I seen an article.
I saw a few of those.
Talking about that he's not the play caller. He doesn't really run the offense, and he doesn't.
They digging up stuff from 1991, 92.
Think about this,
It's crazy, bro.
Think about this. How then does he have a job today if we're talking about something from 20 years ago?
Right.
If it's an issue now, how would he have a job today?
They're bringing up the issues so he doesn't climb that ladder of power.
But that's unfair.
It is.
What we're talking about, I don't see that happening with the Caucasian coaches.
Right.
Nobody's bringing up their issues. Nobody's talking about things from 20 years ago. We all have skeletons in our closet. True?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
And so you mean to tell me we just gonna you just amplify what's happening with our minority coaches? See, the narrative sounds different. It's really interesting. Somebody sent me something today and it says, when you look at the minority coaches, it said they're fired. Fired. When you look at the Caucasian coaches,
relieved of their
it
duty.
says we part ways.
Or relieved of their duties.
Yeah, come on now.
I just saw that in the thing with Doug Marrone out of Jacksonville.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, that is true.
That
You
has
make
a
perfect
different
point.
connotation.
100%.
And so the narrative goes different.
Do you think they do that purposely at SportsCenter and ESPN?
Hello.
I'm just asking.
But
Because there was ESPN and SportsCenter that had it. Everyone else parted ways except when it came to Coach Lynn. It was fired.
Fired.
When you look at the NFL, They find a way to make the headline say, fired, put a stamp on it. And then the other headlines will say, relieved of his duties. Doesn't that sound a lot better?
Yes.
So, I mean, it's just the people that are in control of the narrative, you know, and it ain't this show. I ain't in control of shit. We say what we want to say.
Absolutely.
So those people that are in control, they're gonna spend it however they want to spend it, and it's unfortunate, but that's what the coaches in those positions, even the players, they've been dealing with that for decades.
It's terrible.
We give him a little teaser tonight with Coach. We give him a little teaser, but quickly, just to finish this conversation, because we've talked about the Rooney Rule, we've talked about the injustice of black head coaches and black coaches, period. We can't find an answer. Is there an answer to this problem, Coach?
I think there is, Channing. I've brought this to the league, and I've made a statement that they have mandated taking the head out of football, right? Remember with the concussions and everything was going on? And I think we all sitting here, you guys have all played the sport at a high level. You can't separate the head from the body.
Right.
Right? And they mandated that. They said, let's take the head out of the body. So what I put on the table, can we mandate if let's say there's 6 jobs like there are today. Let's mandate that 3 go to minority coaches, 3 go to Caucasian coaches. And what you do is, over time, just like we did with the concussion situation, make a decision about if it's going okay. Right. There'll be some that fall out. There'll be some that do extremely well. But you will be able to look and see and have some real data that says this is working or not working.
Right.
But you just did what? You made it fair.
Correct.
So why would you not do that?
Right.
That's the answer. Well, you're not going to make the owner hire somebody. I get all that. But I can give the owner all the information he needs to show that this guy is worthy of an opportunity. And we're all going to play the game this way. And if he's not good enough, we understand you move on from him. But give him this opportunity.
Correct.
Give him a chance. That's perfect.
To me, that's the only way you can do this, to make it fair.
Coach, you way smarter than us, Coach. I got to ask a football question. We head into the playoffs this weekend. KC's #1 seed in AFC and Green Bay #1 seed in NFC. Y'all see anybody knocking them off? Because is it going to go board or somebody can knock them off? Because I believe the Buffalo Bills can beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
I second that.
Second what?
I like the Bills.
Against who?
Against anybody.
You like the Bills against the Chiefs?
I like the Bills against anybody.
You tested positive for COVID?
He dizzy a little bit.
Shit, you dizzy too?
I ain't dizzy.
Hey, I'm gonna say it like this.
I mean, across the board. Let's think
Look
football.
at the Chiefs the Chiefs are a fine-tuned machine. I can't deny that.
Offensively, yes.
Andy Reid, Mahomes, Cheetah, they got a stick. Travis Kelce, the hottest tight end, the best tight end. Eric Bieniemy, EB shot my dog. But the Chiefs, momentum, man. Look what Pittsburgh doing. They're going that way. Every game, the last 5 weeks, Buffalo been balling.
They have.
And that boy Josh Allen, he a dog.
Nice. I just left the game.
He a dog.
Left the game when they played the Dolphins.
Nah,
but we talking about a different animal. We talking about the Chiefs. We talking about a different animal.
I
I'm
get
going to have
you.
to ride with my son, though.
But that's fine though. That's why we got opinions.
You're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
I get you.
He is the real deal.
That's true.
There is we can talk about all we see. It's really interesting to me when we start talking about Patrick now at this time. It's almost like Michael Jordan. You expect him to do extraordinary things. Remember all those years Michael Jordan didn't even win the MVP? And he should have won it? Because all of a sudden we expect him to score 60 points a game. That's what is happening to Patrick. Man, Patrick's playing at an MVP level, but we're talking about everybody else. This guy is the best player in the National Football League, and when he wants to win,
ain't nothing
nobody's
you can do about
stopping him. He got his tight end has over 1,400 yards receiving. And all these receivers and all these running backs. And when they get these tackles back, their offensive tackles, that's been the difference.
Oh.
They haven't been protected great. But they're going to get these guys back, they're going to be good. Now, on the other side, you talk about the NFC. Look out for New Orleans now.
New Orleans, Coach?
New Orleans?
I say this for this reason.
Over Tampa Bay?
They play defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They play defense, and that's You guys know that's what's going to give you an edge in these Super Bowl or that run up to the Super Bowl. And if Drew Brees can play okay, and they get Michael Thomas back, everybody forget Michael Thomas hasn't been playing. Here he comes back. Look out for the Saints.
Colts at Buffalo, Browns at Steelers.
Mm-hmm. Without their coach, several coaches, several players.
Ravens at Titans. On the AFC side, who do you think is coming out of there? Colts at Bills.
I think you're going to get Pittsburgh's going to beat Cleveland.
Okay.
Because I think the Cleveland COVID issue is too big to overcome.
Okay.
I think the Ravens against the Titans, man, look at here.
That's a toss-up.
You just said it because Derrick Henry, that man don't play.
I think it's a problem.
And the quarterback, he struggled
Yeah.
throwing the football
The Titans
for
game,
the Ravens.
That Titans-Ravens game, if the Ravens can find a way to stay ahead, if they don't get behind because they're not built to play from behind, I say the Ravens have a shot.
It's going to be a slugfest.
If Derrick Henry them get up, A.J. Brown and Corey Davis go off, and Tannehill has a good game, and they go up 14-3 or 7-3, I think it's going to be a problem because the Ravens' offense isn't built to play from behind.
So what happens when Tannehill and they ride in that zone read
Over and over and over.
Then they pulling it and running a little nickel and dime. Then they hit Corey Davis. They got Brown on the back end. I forget the tight end name, but he's an option too.
Right.
Even Tannehill tucking it. He's a former receiver, so he got some jets on him.
But
that's
Fred
tough to
Fred
defend.
and Shannon, to speak to this though, this is what's on Baltimore's head. Last year, Derrick Henry beat you.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
He beat you.
Right.
So that's what they know. We can say what we want. That's on their head right now.
Yep.
That's true.
We have to get this guy stopped. What if you don't get him stopped?
He's on everybody's head.
You better believe it.
It's ridiculous. Shout out to the last king, Deuce, 2,000-yard club.
That's right. Man, when you a real
that's
back like
beast
that,
mode.
look, those defenders understand. So if I'm Tennessee, it's called play action pass time.
100%.
That's what Fred's saying.
So you like Tennessee or the Ravens? Let's just nickel it up real quick.
I like Tennessee.
Let's finish it up. Let everybody, we go around. Who's in the Super Bowl? You don't got to say the winner. I just want to know who's coming out both sides. I got Green Bay and
Kansas City.
I got Buffalo.
You know, you got COVID. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Who you got?
I already told you Buffalo. Buffalo, the hottest thing out right now. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. The NFC harder. I love Drew. I love A-Rod. Man, I gotta go with the Saints.
Huh?
The quarterback just had 11 broke ribs.
I don't give a f. He's still Drew Brees.
That's right.
Chill out, man. He one of the best ever,
What
bro.
you got, Coach?
Shannon, it's hard for me because I like Buffalo too, and I love Diggs. What those two guys are doing, Diggs and Allen, they're going to continue to just grow and get better. But I'd be dang if anybody's going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh, I love it.
And the other team is going to be the New Orleans Saints.
You like the Saints?
See, we on the same page.
Yes,
I can
we are.
dig that.
I'm going Kansas City and a pissed off Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. And
That's for them drafting Jordan Love. I'm going Kansas City and a pissed off Aaron Rodgers.
Now, if you told me, if you said Aaron Rodgers played defense, then I'd be with you on that.
I think offensively, they are such a juggernaut right now with what him and Devontae are able to do. Obviously, everyone else contributing on offense as well. And then moving Devontae the way of moving him all the way around where there's no way you can double him. Ain't nobody stopping that, even with the defense not being as...
I tell you one thing, Chad. When Buffalo goes to Super Bowl, I'm taking that $8 watch.
Not this one. You gotta go get your own.
We had to fight to get a meal. Yeah, wrongfully accused. We had to fight to get appeals. That's why we right to get a deal. He on the team, he gotta eat, you know. Despite your skills, keep it riding for the fam. You gotta light the wheels straight up. But in the past bad, work up in the trash bag. I'll pass a lot to take the test before I pass class. Yeah, and my family needed bread. I had to come correct. That's why I keep airing it out like I just.